Study Section 5. Phonological Theories 3. Introduction. In the previous study section, we discussed the tenets of generative phonology and its departure from classical phonemics. We also discussed phonological rules and the levels of representation. In this study section, you will learn about another concept that is relevant to generative phonology, which is distinctive features. Learning outcomes for study section 5. When you have studied this section, you should be able to define and use correctly all of the key words printed in bold. Discuss the advantage of distinctive features and the parameters that are used to label the classes of English sounds. Demonstrate knowledge of distinctive features. 1. Distinctive features. Distinctive features theory is one of the crucial concepts in generative phonology. Remember, earlier in this discussion, we learned that one of the issues generative phonology raised against classical phonemics is that the phoneme is not indivisible, but that a phoneme is a bundle of distinctive features. Distinctive features is a model of phonological features developed by Jacobson of the Prague School of Linguistics and further elaborated by Chomsky and Halle in the Sound Pattern of English. Why do we need distinctive features? Let us look at the following points. 1. Distinctive features help to express linguistic contrasts, e.g., to know why /p is different from /b, despite their phonetic similarities. 2. They enable us to describe natural classes of sounds. The less the number of distinctive features, the more natural a class of sound is. The sounds /p, b, t, / are all differentiated by place of articulation. They all share the same manner and voice, so they belong to a natural class of voiceless plosives. However, /v, z, hem, / need more features to differentiate them. Hence, they do not belong to a natural class of sounds. Always remember that sounds groupings are defined on the basis of their shared features, and relatively small number of contrasts hold in groups of sounds. 3. They help to easily formalize phonological processes. Distinctive features are used to describe forms, undergoing processes, and environments controlling the processes. E.g., P aspirated plus stress plus syllabic. The rule above states that the sound P changes to P aspirated when it occurs as a false sound of a stressed syllable. The proponents of the generative phonology theory believe that phonemes are stored in the brain as bundles of features. They are termed distinctive because they allow us to distinguish among phonemes. However, in the distinctive feature theory, the basic unit is the feature, not the phoneme. Some of the characteristics of features is that they can't be broken into smaller units. They are binary, i.e., all phonemes either have plus or don't have minus. A particular feature, for instance, /p/ is minus voice, y /b/ is plus voice. The belief of these theories is that two phones are different phonemes if at least one of their feature is different. Let's look at the following. P is equal to plus consonantal plus anterior minus voice. B is equal to plus consonantal plus anterior plus voice. Also, consider the following minimal pairs: pain, been, pain, sin, pain, gene. The sounds that contrast the meaning of these words differ on varying numbers of features. Pain, been, voicing. Pain, sin, place, manner. Pain, gene, place, manner, and voicing. Note: distinctive feature is a cardinal concept of generative phonology, not a departure from it and not another rival theory. As earlier mentioned, do not forget that generative phonologists do not agree with phoneticists that the phoneme is an indivisible unit. They believe the phoneme is further divisible into its distinctive features. Chomsky and Alley, 1968, evolved a number of parameters that label the various classes of sounds. For vowel sounds, they evolved the labels high, mid, and low for the relative position of the tongue in the process of sound production. Also, the part of the tongue that is involved in the production of the vowel sounds is also indicated using the labels front and back. In addition, the shape of the lip features plus rounded and plus unrounded or plus spread are adopted for labeling and distinctive features of vowel sounds. ITQ, in classical phonemics, the basic unit is the phoneme. What is the basic unit in distinctive feature theory? ITA feature. They suggest that it is not always practical to employ all the distinctive features of speech sound, except when describing them in isolation. Therefore, in isolation, /p/ will be described as plus bilabia minus voice plus plosive /b/ will be described as plus labia plus voice plus plosive. However, when done together, the features they share will not be added so as to avoid redundancy. They will be identified by the features that differentiate them. P in brackets minus voice. B plus in brackets plus voice. All other features are significant only in relation to other vowel sounds or consonant sounds. In a situation like this, using current sample sounds, the rest of the features are called redundant features. We shall discuss feature redundancy very soon. Just note what it means as explained here. These are the classification of distinctive features by Chomsky and Alley. 1. Major class feature. A. Sonorants or non-sonorants in bracket or strengths. B. Vocalic or non-vocalic. C. Consonantal or non-consonantal. 2. Cavity features. A. Coronal or non-coronal. B. Anterior or non-anterior. C. Body of the tongue features. 1. High or non-high. 2. Low or non-low. 3. Back or non-back. D. Rounded or non-rounded. E. Distributed or non-distributed. F. Covered or non-covered. G. Glottal constrictions. H. Secondary apertures. Under that, 1. Nasal or non-nasal. 2. Lateral or non-lateral. 3. Manner of articulation features. A. Continuant or non-continuant in bracket stop. B. Instantaneous or delayed release. C. Supplementary movements. Under that, 1. Suction. 2. Prayer. D. Tense or non-tense, in bracket last. 4. Source features. A. Heightened subglottal prayer. B. Voiced or non-voiced. C. Strident or non-strident. 5. Prosodic features. A. Stress. B. Pitch. C. Length. Consonants class features. As you already know, consonants are sound segments that are produced with the radical obstruction of the air stream used in their production. The nature of the radical obstruction that occurs when consonant sounds are produced differs from class to class. This has to do with the degree of contact between the organs involved in the articulation of the sound. Let us start the discussion of the consonant features classification from the manner of articulation features. Some consonants are called obstruents, in brackets stops, fricatives, affricatives, etc., while others are classified as sonorants, in brackets nasals, liquids, laterals, rolls, and semivowels. Obstruents are produced with the manner of articulation in which there is either a partial or total obstruction to the air stream, while sonorants have musical quality derived from the air stream passing freely without obstruction. If we try them out, we will discover that vowel sounds, semivowels, and the lateral sounds I are produced with this musical quality, while there is total closure, occlusion, in the case of the nasal sounds in English. The manner of release shows there is no obstruction to the air stream being released through the nostrils. We can verify this by producing the sound N. We have learned earlier on that in generative phonology, classes of sounds are differentiated by using the plus and minus notations, i.e., binary forms, such that plus means has the feature and minus means does not have the feature. Obstruent sounds are minus sonorants, while sonorant sounds, liquid, semivowels, and nasals are plus sonorants. All stop sounds, i.e., plosives and nasals, fricatives and affricatives, liquids, are plus consonantals. This is to say that in their production, there is a narrowed constriction in the oral cavity. All other consonant sounds, semivowels, are minus consonantal because they behave like vowel sounds. Other features used for identifying some consonant sounds include plus continuance, plus delayed release, plus stridents, plus or minus delayed released. Also, the features plus nasal and plus lateral distinguish nasals from liquid respectively. Strident sounds are defined in terms of articulation and acoustic as those sounds produced by a relatively complex structure and marked by relatively high frequency and loudness, as in bracket F, S, and sh. When a sound is produced with a relative degree of clash, it is said to be plus stridents. Sounds that are not produced in this manner are minus stridents. Now, let us discuss the place of articulation features. These are determined by the place where particular sounds are articulated. This may take place at the lips, the teeth, the palato-alveolar region, the alveolar region, or the velar region. The class of sounds that are articulated in the front part of the mouth are called anterior. They are distinguished from those produced towards the back of the mouth. Therefore, all sounds forward of palato-alveolar are classed as plus anterior, while those produced towards the back are minus anterior. Other consonants produced at the velum are called posterior. Thus, they are labeled plus posterior. Sounds that are between both, such as those produced as the palate-alveolar region of the mouth, are labeled as follows, in brackets, minus anterior, minus posterior. Another consideration with regard to the place of articulation is whether the blade of the tongue is involved in the production of the particular sound. When it is, the sound is plus coronal, but when it is not, the sound will have the fixture minus coronal. For instance, all alveolar, palato-alveolar, and velar sounds are plus coronal because the blade of the tongue is raised in the process of their production. In summary, the distinctive features of consonant sounds are sonorants, consonantal, continuants, delayed release, stridents, nasal, lateral, anterior, posterior, coronal. For instance, the sound /s/ can be presented as follows: S plus consonantal minus posterior plus strident plus coronal. The following is a summary of the feature for us. Major class features: obstruents, vowels, glides, liquids, nasal. At the side, consonantal, vocalic, sonorants. Examples: consonantal, plus, minus, minus, plus, plus. Vocalic, minus, plus, minus, minus, minus. Sonorants, minus, plus, 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 plus. Examples, in brackets, P, B, Z, theta. Under vowels, I, E. Under glide, J, J, W. Liquids, L, R. Under nasal, M, N. Place features. Up we have labials, dentals / alveolars, alveolar palatas, palatas velar. Dentals. Place features: labials, dentals or alveolars, alveolar palatas, palatas or velars. At the side, anterior, plus, plus, minus, minus. Corona, minus, plus, minus, minus. Examples: P, under labials, P, B, M. Under dentals alveolar, T, D, X, Z, N, L, R. Under alveolar palatas, SH and CH. Under palatas velars, K and G. Manner features: plus or minus continuants, free or nearly free airflow through the oral cavity. Vowels, fricatives, glides, liquids. Plus or minus nasal, any sound made with the velum lowered. Plus or minus lateral, all and only varieties of I and plus lateral. Plus, plus, minus delayed release. This feature distinguishes stops from affricates. Affricates are designated plus delayed release. There's a table Table 2, the distinctive features, composition of some English segments. You can search for the table WU helping http://wuhpnet.googlepages.com/linguistics. Summary of Studies Section 1. In the foregoing lecture, we have discussed distinctive feature theory as one of the crucial concepts in generative phonology, which was developed by Jacobson of the Prague School of Linguistics and further elaborated by Chomsky and Halle in the Sound Pattern of English. We identify the advantages of distinctive feature as 1. Helping to express linguistic contrast, enabling us to describe natural classes of sounds. 3. And helping to easily formalize phonological processes. We have also been able to learn that in the distinctive feature theory, the basic unit is the feature, not the phoneme, and that features are treated in binary forms using plus and minus notation. We also discussed a number of parameters that label the various classes of sounds, such as major class features, cavity features, manner of articulation features, source features, and prosodic features. We must also not forget that the features that sounds in a class share should not be added to their description when they are together so as to avoid redundancy. Sounds in a class should be listed by the features that differentiate them. End of study section 5. Thanks for listening.